And we see a while ago the Warriors getting prepared for the task at hand. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke. So glad you could join us on this wonderful Saturday night. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. First for the Spurs, in the backcourt, Parker and Ginobili. And at the center position, one of the most highly skilled 7-footers in the game today. He can do it all. Pau Gasol. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Aldridge in at the 4. And for the Warriors, Steph Curry's out there with Iguodala. And inside, Anderson Varejao, the big Brazilian, a terrific rebounder and defender. Always brings great energy. And it's Durant. And it's West in at the power forward position.
The Spurs have always been very mindful of resting key players during the regular season. Some of it has to do with the age of their players. Some of it is regarding talent because they knew they were a playoff team most years. And you look at the research, there is something to be said for not playing guys when they're fatigued because injuries are more likely if you play tired.
And it's the Warriors to start out. Curry kicks to Iguodala. That's good. Iguodala's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Warriors. And back to the Spurs and their strategy of resting their star players, not without some controversy. NBA, as you may recall, fined the Spurs and Coach Popovich for sitting all their starting players for a nationally televised game back in November.
Well, it was their 4th game in 5 nights, and Pop wanted to rest some of their guys because of just the nature of their schedule. But I think the problem was he didn't give the league advance warning. And that game against Miami, when he rested those 3 players, he actually sent them home. And I think that was a little shot at the league. And that's why there was a problem, and that's why the Spurs and Popovich ended up getting fined. Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Parker against Curry. Now here's Gasol. He's guarded closely. Parker passes to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Off target with his 3. Iguodala kicks to Durant. The shot misses. Good D by Parker. Can't cash in from close range.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The 17-footer goes down. Parker's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Warriors have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Parker against Curry. Right side Durant. Now Varejao inside. Leonard with the steal. Here's Aldridge. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
San Antonio shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And the second free throw, good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Spurs lead by 1. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter.
You know, it's very rare that you're going to be able to make the playoffs in the West without coming out with the winning record against the rest of the conference. And the Warriors knew that would be important in their quest for the playoffs, and they handled business against the West.
And for the Warriors who fought so hard to get back into the playoffs, last year their 28-24 record against the rest of the West really had their cost.
Well, the toughest part of the Warriors' last campaign was a rough stretch of games in February where they dropped off a bit in the race. And, you know, a lot of those games were against Western teams. And if you kind of remove that month, their in-conference record is even more impressive.
And the Warriors making a change here. Douglas has checked in. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, as you know, Kevin Durant is is a real gym rat, a guy who just loves the game of basketball, and he enjoys studying the greats. Maybe his favorite? Durant's smile. Larry Bird is a guy I like watching. I watch film on him all the time. I like his approach to the game, his competitiveness, how low maintenance he was. He played hard. He played for the love of the game, and that's what I've got. Guy's one of the best small forwards in league history. Not a bad role model.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. Here's Douglas.
Well, Kawhi Leonard taken 15th overall in the 2011 draft. And believe it or not, he's the Spurs' highest drafted rookie since they took Tim Duncan, #1 overall back in '97. It just shows you the legacy of the Spurs' success over the years.
Tipped. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Thompson with it, picked up by Aldridge. O'Neal dishes to Spates. Back to O'Neal. Second chance shot, and he gets it to go. Is it called a foul? He's on his way to the line for one more.
The defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the night here. And the Warriors making a change here. And going back to Kawhi Leonard, he earned minutes in Coach Popovich's rotation from the first game on.
And part of the reason he did, he's got great versatility defensively primarily, but he's a quick learner, quick study, understands things, doesn't take long to pick things up. And when you're a first-year player, that can separate you from a lot of guys and get you in the rotation, especially with a veteran team like the Spurs.
Shot clock at 5. Ginobili can't hit. Warriors trail by 3. Now Douglas. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
Parker with it. Now the dish to Ginobili. Three-pointer. And the first half ends in a close one. Spurs out in front. They lead by 3. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Saturday, the best day of the week. Let's make it even a little bit better with a halftime show. The Spurs battling in a close one against the Golden State Warriors. They're giving them the business defensively. Easy buckets, not in this game. Kawhi Leonard with some valuable contributions. He's picked up 5 points, and it's been a good overall defensive game for him. He's brought a nice intensity to the floor in this one. And for Golden State, they've been battling. They've done a great job closing out their defensive possessions, grabbing boards, great rebounding. An impressive first half for Andre Iguodala. And what a game from Maurice Spates as well. That'll be all for us here at the studios as we head back to the start of the third quarter with Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris. Thanks so much for joining me.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The west span of the Bay Bridge. Our view as we welcome you back to the San Francisco Bay Area.
The Spurs would end up as the second seed in the West and were right in the hunt for being the top seed for the majority of last season. But one reason they fell short was that they just weren't as good as they needed to be during in-conference games.
Parker gets to Ginobili. Dishes it to Aldridge. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by West. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Going back to the Spurs, they did well against the West, but Steve didn't come close to matching the win totals of every other top team in the West.
Yeah, they would end the season with a 33-19 conference record, which, is pretty good, but still only 5th best in the West. It shows you how strong the Western Conference was a year ago, particularly at the top.
Leonard against Curry. Shot off the pick. Goes back up. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's going to be on David West.
I'll tell you what I love about him, his ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, Even with defenders hanging all over him, he continues to finish at the basket.
And he gives them a terrific option in the low post every time down the court. Even with multiple defenders around him, he knows how to create a shot for himself. You look at the model for consistency from a star player, and LaMarcus Aldridge is that model. Always up around 21 points and about 8 or 9 rebounds for the past 3 seasons.
Iguodala, the pass to Curry. Kicks to West. The offensive rebound. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Boom, he jams it straight out. And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess. Huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
Wow. And he knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
And for Aldridge, a great score, a factor defensively, certainly. And Steve, a decent rebounder. He's got a pretty well-rounded game.
Yeah, at 6'11", he can play either the power forward or the center spot. I think he's best suited in the power forward role where his length really allows him to take advantage down on the block.
You know, who says the big guy doesn't like to attack the basket? I mean, could have fooled me on that one.
Yeah, nice change of pace for him to power one home.
Yeah, it's not usually his role, but he takes advantage of the situation there.
Now here's Parker. Ginobili with the 3. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Spurs lead by 4. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Warriors trail by 4. Curry kicks to Iguodala. Rejected by Aldridge. And Parker with a clear path to the hoop. Here's Leonard. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Great job getting the ball inside right now. Coach really wants them to show some physical presence and toughness here in the second half. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Warriors shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Curry against Parker. Outside Curry. West inside. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Parker passes to Gasol. Ginobili outside.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle the block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Well, Ginobili has a knack for taking charges defensively. Great anticipation skills, and he's really quick. He's a phenomenal athlete. So he beats his player to the spot, and then he's willing to take the contact.
But that's just part of the larger picture for Manu. I mean, he is just a winner on the basketball court. A terrific competitor. He does everything he can to help his team win and give him the edge. Taking a charge, running down loose balls, hitting clutch shots. Whatever you need, he'll try to give it to you.
107 left in the fourth quarter. Parker with it. Passes it to Leonard. Right side Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's off his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Aldridge kicks to Leonard. Pass to Gasol. Just 5 to shoot. Cannot hit. Lot is on the line here.
How about the intensity and focus of the crowd here?
So loud in this place. Curry can't get it to go. And San Antonio shooting at 50% for a decent move.
example right there, guys, of how even as their lead grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. And there's the pass to Iguodala. Launches a three. The shot is off.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
There's Parker with the three. Off target with that shot. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.